What is good, fight fans? This is Ashley's Corner. Shout out to the LDBC. I want to talk about what Anthony Joshua said in an interview yesterday. But first, I want to talk about his face, how he looked during that interview. Okay, AJ was asked about, what about his face and what happened, and it looked like he had a shiner. That's exactly what what the media guy said. He said, "Look like you got a shiner or whatever. You've been sparring or whatever." AJ says it's physio stuff, and the guy asked him like, "What's physio stuff? Like, what's that mean?" He said it's like rehabilitation things and recovery. That's that is the reason why this man is saying he had a titty on the left side of his face. He had a bubble on his forehead, a mark on the right side of his face, and a whelp on the right side of his nose. So is it true? Do you think it's true? No, because those all of those signs on his face are signs from a fight, bruh. And he gonna sit there and say nobody really does this. Nobody does me like this in sparring. Really? Not what I heard, AJ. It looks like you came over here thinking it was sweet. You thought it was sweet over here in America. You thought you was big. You a muscular guy over there in the UK, bro. There's giants over here in America. All right, and they hit hard. They don't care how big you are. But no, nobody do you like that in sparring, but you've been dropped over there in the UK. You come over here to America and you got titties, lumps, and bumps all over your face, bruh. And then you're gonna lie and say it's the recovery and rehab. I guess the recovery and rehab is real soft on you over there in the UK. You come over here for your recovery and you came out looking like that. Boy, you should sue. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is that AJ said Wilder's been fighting for 10 years and he has to improve. He has no choices. He's fought 40 fights by now. And he said AJ said it's like saying how much better will I be in 5 years? Because Wilder is 5 years ahead of me. I've been doing this for 6 years. Wilder's been doing it for 10 or 11 years. Wilder is at the level where he is dominant and experienced. And he said right now would be a good time to fight him. So the guy asked, okay, wouldn't it be harder for you to fight him, right now? And doesn't it make the fighter harder to win against Wilder? AJ said that it's actually the opposite way around. Of course, us as fans, it's like he's trying to age Wilder out, so we understand. But what he said was, it's a different that AJ said that he was a different fighter 2 years ago, and in another 2 years he's going to be a completely another different type of fighter, and in another 2 years after that, and so on. And he said that he's going to be at a completely different level. He's going to be a completely different fighter in another 2 years. And he said that he's getting up to where Wilder is now as far as the 10-year period. In 3 or 4 years, Wilder should be exiting, and I should be the most dominant force in the heavyweights. That is what AJ said. Now, in my personal opinion, Wilder started boxing at a very later age than AJ. And Wilder has lesser amateur fights, so that's why that's like that. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these fighters been doing this for a long time. Wilder didn't do that. Wilder, I think, started at 19, 18, 19, 20 years old. Didn't really have no amateur fights and went straight into the Olympics, came out and all that. So, him fighting for 10 or 11 years isn't the same, because a lot of these fighters been fighting for years before they turn pro. But saying and thinking about what AJ said, and in 3 or 4 years Wilder will be leaving and he should be the dominant force. Let's sit here and go through the names of the heavyweight prospects and contenders coming up and see where they're going to be in 3 or 4 years. Because even though Wilder will be gone, there's still a lot of contenders and prospects that's coming up in the heavyweight division that will spark AJ in 3 or 4 years. If he's thinking about Wilder in 3 or 4 years and him exiting the sport, he's good to go. He got another thing coming. And I'm about to start right now at the top Matter of fact, I'm not going to put this in any type of order. I'm just going to say out the names and a little bit about these fighters, and you tell me if you think AJ is going to be the dominant of the sport. He's going to be the dominant force of the heavyweights in 3 or 4 years. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to be that dominant force in 3 or 4 years. Could be somebody that's on this video or not on this video, or could be AJ. Just let me know in the comments. And I'm going to start it off with this guy right here. His name is on the screen. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. But this guy right here is 8-0. He has all knockouts. 8 knockouts. He's 29 years old. He's 6'5.5". He's a Russian fighter that fights out of Canada right now. And his first professional fight was in 2017. You guys should feel free to check out any highlights of these fighters that I'm about to name. None of them they're all good fighters. They're all undefeated fighters. They're all in their 20s and they're all up and coming. And good, and probably will be good enough in 3 or 4 years, all of them, to beat AJ. We have Adam Knoxville. Now, Adam is 19-0. He has 15 knockouts. He's 30 years old. I believe he's the oldest on this list. He is 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. His first pro fight was in 2009, and that's because he took, I believe, 2 years off, I believe in 2013 or something like that. But he is a Poland fighter that fights out of Brooklyn, New York, and he means business. I believe he's about to fight Wilder coming up next year or later on this year. And I'm going to say this right now. A loss doesn't mean nothing because you can still get a fight with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has not fought all undefeated fighters. But I'm going to continue on. We have Trey Morrison or Trey Lippe. His record is 15-0. He has 15 knockouts. He's 29 years old. He's 6'3" with a 74.5-inch reach, and he fights out of Oklahoma. His first professional fight was in 2014. And then you have Nathan Gorman. Now, Nathan Gorman is 6-0. He has 11 knockouts. He's 22 years old. He's 6'4.5". He has a 73-inch reach, and he fights out of the UK. His first pro fight was in 2015. Now, him and Triple D is supposed to fight next, I do believe. And that will be a great fight. You guys should check it out. That's going to be a great fight. And I believe this man's name is pronounced Ivan Dachenko. He's 8-0. He has 8 knockouts. He's 28 years old. He's 6'9". He's fighting out of Florida, but he's from Kazakhstan. His first pro fight was in 2017. He claims he beat AJ in the Summer Olympics that the judges gave to AJ. He said it was a controversial fight, and he really did beat him. He said AJ knows he didn't beat him, and he was ready to step in for Miller to fight AJ on June 1st. And he knows, like, a lot of these guys was in the amateurs together. Him, the next person I'm gonna talk about, and another person that I'm talking about on this video was all in. I'm sorry, not the amateurs, the Olympics together. So all of these people know each other. Tony Yoko. This man is a beast, yo. Tony Yoko is 5-0, 4 knockouts, 27 years old. He's 6'7", with an 82-inch reach, and he's from France. Okay, France. His first pro fight was in 2017. And his first pro fight was against a dude that was 12-0, and he KO'd him in the second round. Like, the guy's powerful. This guy right here, y'all need to go and look at his highlights, like, now, right now. Now, Filip Horkovic, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's the one in the red pants and the white and red top. 3 people from the left. And his record is 8-0. He has 6 knockouts. He's 26 years old. He's 6'6", and he turned pro in 2017. He's also a good fighter too. And just like I said, just like the previous picture, all of them most of these fighters has been in the Olympics together. They all know each other and know each other's fighting style. And then you have Daniel Dubois. Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. He's 11-0, 10 knockouts. He's 21 years old. 21 years old. He's 6'5", with a 74-inch reach. And he's from the UK. He fights better and better competition every time he steps in the ring. And he dropped AJ in sparring at least, I think 2 years ago. He dropped AJ in sparring. He's 21 now, okay? And his first pro fight was in 2017. Last and not least on my list, I have Hvy Prosp. Fa is 10-0. He has 9 knockouts. He's supposed to be 25 years old, okay? He's 6'5". He has an 85-inch reach. He is the Nigerian that fights out of Texas right now, and he's trained by the great Ronnie Shields, okay? His first pro fight was in 2017. The only thing that people talk about that's negative about this that's negative about this fighter is that he's slow. His speed is slow. And I can agree with that, but we're talking about in 3 or 4 years, it can get better, but still, George Foreman was slow. Didn't stop him, okay? It didn't stop him from being a champion. Didn't stop him from kicking ass. So I think Hvy Prosp got the most power that I can see out of everybody that I named. Tony Yoko got a lot of power. Ivan got a lot of power. Like these fighters are no joke and will be serious in 3 or 4 years, as AJ is predicting he will become the beast and the most dominant force in the heavyweight division. And let me just tell you what Anthony Joshua's specs is real quick. Now, I said everybody else's. Anthony Joshua right now is 22-0. He has 21 knockouts. He's 29 years old. He's 6'6", 82-inch reach, and he's from the UK. His first pro fight was in 2013. Now, hearing everything that I said, I definitely, for one, do not think Anthony Joshua will be the champion if he fights these fighters in 3 or 4 years. If he fights these fighters that I just named, he's not going to have those belts. I guarantee it. He probably won't have those belts in 3 or 4 years if he fights Wilder. But always like and subscribe to the channel. And again, in the comment section, who do you think will be on top in 3 or 4 years? And hopefully AJ won't duck them and he'll give him a title shot. Peace.